welcome to this week's edition of the Gracie Note. I'm here with Filter frontman, Richard Patrick.
Hi everybody.
Do you see disconnect even with fans when they come to a Filter show or they buy a new album and it's kind of, this is so heavy, this isn't Filter.
Right.
This isn't, do you ever see that come?
That's, the people that bought Take a Picture, they bought the CD for Take a Picture and were bludgeoned by Welcome to the Fold and everything else on their way to take a picture when they bought it.
Exactly.
Those people were weeded out on title of record. But I have different sides. I have like everybody. I have this like angelic kind of softness, and then there's other times where I just want to rock and be heavy, and I have. But that's the thing. I mean, now it's interesting because I'm like, where do I go with this? Like 1 minute I'm Hey Man, Nice Shot. Yeah. The next minute I'm Take a Picture. Most bands like if you're in a band like Disturbed.
Yeah.
You're going, okay. Heavy metal, check. Darkness, check. Sadness, check. Heavy metal guitar sound, check. Heavy metal guitar solo, check. Heavy metal, and it's like this. Right. It's like this conservative, heavy metal. Like, don't piss off the metal fans ever. And I came from the world of alternative.
You can break out.
Alternative is just whatever is not the normal thing. Mm-hmm. I got my start in 9 Inch Nails because I used to listen to Skinny Puppy and Ministry, and I was really into like heavy music. And then Trent and I were friends, and he said, "Why don't you go on tour with me?" And he listed me as an influence because I was between Pretty Hate Machine was this incredible kind of like pop thing to me. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the Broken EP was like, that was when he found his sound. Okay. But to me it was just, I was like, dude, Skinny Puppy Ministry, heavy. And then he even said, I'd like to thank my live band for being an influence, and it was Richard Patrick and Chris Frenna.
That's cool.
And so there's a big, huge structural change. All that stuff got going on in 1986, and so I was listening to that stuff when I joined Nine Inch Nails. So was Trent. But Trent was still kind of in that world where it was like, is it pop? Is it,
what is Head Like a Hole? Where does it fit?
Well, Head Like a Hole was the one I was like, damn, that's it. Let's go. That's the kind of shit. You're like, you screaming and you got this intensity. That's the shit. I wasn't necessarily into like Rainfinger. I wasn't really into like that stuff. I loved something I could never have, but like there was so he really found his sound on the Broken EP, and that's where I was like happiest and like this is cool. But then I realized I really just want to do my own thing because I have a lot to say, and I had there was a great opportunity right in front of me. So when I signed to Warner Brothers, it was all about crazy and danger and fun, and it was the alternative movement had finally it was there. It was on top of the world. So for me, when I do Take a Picture to me is kind of like it's like a look at the times. It was Korn, it was Limp Bizkit, it was System of a Down. Those were the things that were on MTV at the like all the time. For me, it was like a big like fuck you to everybody. Like it's a prank. I'm gonna do the most luscious, gorgeous sounding song, because ultimately the song is about like drug addiction, and I was trying to make music that sounded the way drugs made me feel, which is this just like bed of
naked.
Get naked. And so later on, I found that like I had to kind of, I lost a lot of heavy metal fans that were like, what? What's this pussy stuff, So I lost a bunch of those fans, and then I started kind of getting just Filter fans that were, that were there for both, that understood that, the world, they have eclectic tastes, and they like heavy metal, and sure they like heavy guitars or industrial, but they also love like, other bands, like Radiohead or something.
Exactly, yeah. But at the same time, the song is massive, and it's 16 years later, it still gets radio play, and it must have opened just doors you never thought could be open. I mean, you also do soundtracks.
Which one? Which song? Take a Picture.
Yeah, after
all of them.
Right. Just more.
So
more exposures, always more exposure.
So when I met with the producers of this movie, they were kind of like, so why are you here? And I said, I think I'm here because I can take a picture, this like luscious, gorgeous song, and then have this really dark, heavy side to me, and I understand emotions, and I understand
interpretation.
Yeah, because that's it. When you're doing a score, it's like, what are the actors trying to do? What is the motive behind the scene? How are you trying to, you're putting music to their thoughts.
Yeah.
You're putting, like, when they react, they go like that or something. You have to have just the right sound come in.
So difficult.
It's really fun though. It's really amazingly fun, and so that's kind of the next thing that I'm really kind of like pouring myself into, because it's.
Are you working on anything right now? Any film or TV, anything music wise for other outside of filter stuff?
I don't know if I want to go too much into it,
okay,
but
no worries,
yeah, it's got a huge actor in it, and
cool.
And the movie's really dark, and it's really cool. But there's all this soft side to it too, so it's really amazing.
When will we know?
Actually, I mean, it's listed on IMDb. I guess I can talk about it. It's true crime.
Oh, okay.
With Jim Carrey.
And have you? And that's a great Canadian actor, of course.
Right.
And how have you been a fan of his work before?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
He's one of the. I think he's an amazing actor all the way around. It's really cool.
Yeah, because some people don't know how to handle him in comedy and in drama.
He can do anything. I mean, actors they can. Comedy is actually extremely hard.
It's more difficult to make people laugh than cry.
Yeah, but it's a very, very, very dark but killer movie. It's awesome. I like it a lot. It's great. Yeah.
Good for you. It must be exciting to be able to like share stories like this, because your older brother is an actor as well, right? Robert Patrick, who we know from True Blood and Walk the Line, and also Terminator.
That's
and I want to ask. I was scared to death, but how was it growing up with as your big brother?
It was tough. He is a very intense guy. He was actually a lot of fun. He would take my hands and he would put them like this on his throat.
Okay.
And I'd be like 7 years old, and he'd be like, "You're choking me." And he would like sit there and do this whole dramatic, dying, and he'd be like,
already
I'm like,
acting so
I'm
early.
like, "Rob, wake up!" I'm like 7, And he would do all this stuff. He would look into my eyes. He'd go, "You got something in your eyes. You got bugs in your eyes." Like, just the craziest.
Freaky.
Yeah.
How did you sleep?
Oh man, it was. I was pretty scared actually. So.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to the Gracie Note, and click the link in the description below for this week's article. Bye guys. Don't forget to be graceful.